this is the little cemetery right up the street from where I live. I'm kind of giving you a new walk to Hamdy with the GoPro, just so you can get a little better view of it than with the cheap camera. This is a little cemetery here. It's kind of, this cemetery has been here for over 100 years. It's a black cemetery, mostly black people. In fact, all black people are buried in here. It was kind of started just for black people way, way, way back. You know, poor black people didn't have a lot of money, and it's kind of remained that way. For several years, it kind of went to seed because nobody was taking care of it. It got all trashed up and unkempt. But finally, another church took it over, and they've been keeping it nice and clean and neat and kept up all the time now. So it's a lot nicer than it was back in the 80s for a period of time when nobody was really taking care of it. We're coming up on the back side of Hamdy, as you can see over there beyond the sunlight. That's the back side of Hamdy. Maybe I should just make this video about the back sides of life. Yeah, since my life has been such a hole here this holiday. By the way, these woods back here run all the way back towards the back of my house and all the way up to the post office. It's never been developed. They've always come up with an idea for a while to do something with it, never did. They even have a road back here that was never paved, but it was cut through. It was once going to be a big housing development back in the 40s. They had a sign out there that said, "Watch Azalea Gardens grow." Well, it did grow. That's about all it did was grow. Nothing ever became of it. But I used to play back there all the time, and you know, in the 80s. But now they got homeless people and seedy people around here, so I don't go back there much. You don't know who might be lurking. Anyway, this is the back side of Hamdy's, and I'll show you the front side too. This used to be a 7-Eleven, as you may know. The new 7-Eleven's up on the side that they built just a year or two ago. It's a very bad 7-Eleven, urban ghetto 7-Eleven, unlike the old 7-Eleven that used to be here years ago. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just... Oh, yeah, I was just walking through showing somebody on video. So I ain't bothering nobody. Anyway, I used to come up here as a kid all the time and get my coffee as usual, and this was it, the place to be. Anyway, this was the place to be. It was a lot nicer at the time when I used to come up here. This new 7-Eleven is terrible. It is just gone to, you know, just terribly managed and totally run down and well, not really run down, but just dirty and rude management stuff. And I don't ever go in there. I've been in there 3 or 4 times, and that's it. And this is the corner of Azalea and Chamberlain, where I live, right up the street. You can see in the distance the auto shop that used to be a Shell gas station at the time when I was a kid. Long story there, but they pissed the guy off one time, and the, you know, Sunoco or Shell, whoever it was, tried to screw him out of money, so he closed the shop and left all the gas pumps on. So everybody got free gas for a day or two before they found out about it. And I think they cleaned it dry before anybody knew anything about it. So it was kind of funny. But he was one of the few honest mechanics around here at the time. And this is the ghetto 7-Eleven. As you can see, the new one they built. I don't know why they built it. They got a convenience store on every corner here. You got the Marathon, then you got the 360 Market over there. So I don't know, they just build these places and then they end up going to seed and turning into ghetto stores sooner or later. And that's what always happens around here. I want to take you to the Chamberlain Motel, the infamous Chamberlain Motel, because that's the local whorehouse motel right up the street. Actually, I heard it was pretty clean, but I still think it's a whorehouse. I don't know if they rent by the hour or not, but it's been here for years. It's been here since the 50s, before anything else was here. They had this little motel. Some of my relatives at the stayed here when they were visiting my grandmother when she was here back in the 40s. And, it's been here forever, the Chamberlain. And you can see the Chamberlain Motel. And it used to be a nice, prim and proper place, but I don't think it's too prim and proper now. But like I said, I did hear that it was clean and was run well, but I still think whores stay there, and drug dealers. We're coming up on the shopping center here, Brook Hill Azalea Shopping Center, and I'll walk through there a little bit. This is a new KFC. I can't stand KFC. They ruined KFC. Used to be a good chain, but when Yum Brands brought it, they went to shit. And scrawny chickens with no meat and all kinds of shitty products, canned sides. They never used to do that, KFC. KFC used to be one of the best chicken places you could go when Colonel Sanders still had it. And it's not anymore. But here you can see this is Brook Hill Azalea, walking in on one side. This has been here almost as long as the Chamberlain Hotel. That City Trends used to be an A&P store, and then they had a drugstore next door that was independently run. This used to be a color tile for many, many years, since the 70s. And of course, this is behind the fence there. You can see the infamous Golden Goat Pawn Shop, which I frequent here lately, trying to survive. That used to be a Pizza Hut, but now it's the Pizza Hut moved out of there a long, long time ago, and Golden Goat got it and opened a pawn store. Now this store where the Hibbett Sports is, that used to be Goodwill, the whole building, and then they moved out and they divided it up into a Dollar Tree and the Hibbett Sports. Before that, it was the new A&P store for the 80s when they closed the one over here. And that store way over there on the end used to be a Western Auto for many years, and that moved out in the 80s, late 80s. And then where you see the Food Line over there, that became the third new A&P. Then they changed it to the Farmer Jack format, and that was the death knell of A&P when they went to that format, and that was an awful store. I mean, it was annoying. It wasn't really bad products or anything. It was just real annoying. They had this singing song in there about Farmer Jack all the time. When you go through there, and the aisles were so narrow you could barely fit through it, and it was just awful. Then they closed, and Food Lion bought it and moved in. And that section over there is a new section. They built that in the 90s, I think, early 90s, and added on to this shopping center. I don't know why, because they didn't really need it. They don't have half this center leased. But I will say, whoever bought this shopping center does keep it up. It's some foreign interest that bought it several years ago for a steal of only about $5 million for the whole shopping center. And you know, that was a good deal. And they keep it up. They keep people in here, keep it clean, and they have security too that keeps an eye on things. And so they do run it well, but you got a lot of riffraff that comes and goes around here, as you do with everything in this neighborhood these days. It's just one of those kinds of areas I live in. So there's nothing much you can do about that. But it is what it is. And we're walking towards the Wawa up the street here. The close Wawa, the one close to me, not the Wawa that Kim works at. That Wawa is up on the highway, about 2 miles away, 2 or 3 miles away. They've kind of ghettoed up the Wawa here. The staff is nice. They have a good staff. Everybody's pretty nice that works there, but it's the clientele they got coming and going that really is bad. But the next segment, I'll take you behind the scenes, the backside of Brook Hill, Azalea. Okay, Rose, this is the Wawa up the street. I'm not going to go over there because I don't have any money, but this used to be a seafood restaurant for the seedy motel that used to be on this property where you see the Walmart. This used to be a huge seedy motel until about 5 years ago or 4 years ago. And then Walmart finally bought it and they tore it down and built this Walmart neighborhood market. That store is so-so. I don't particularly like it that well. It's so-so. The prices are not too bad. They're better than the Food Lion. Food Lion is like $1 more on everything that you can get over here at the neighborhood market for $1 less. The thing I don't like about there is it's always mobbed, being the ghetto store that it is. It's always mobbed with people and they never have anybody to check anybody out. They got all these self-checkouts and you gotta wait in line, and they got cameras. You can hear the robo-cop they got in the parking lot. You can hear the robo-cop, the cameras everywhere, blue lights. It's ridiculous. They assume you're stealing something before you even walk in the door. That's how bad it is over here. But this is the backside of Brook Hill, Azalea. I used to go dumpster diving in these dumpsters and find all kinds of stuff when they had little independent stores in the shopping center. And when they were closing out in the 80s and closing down, they'd dump all this stuff in the dumpsters back here. And I was a little kid and I would go in the dumpsters and see what I could find. I'd always find all kinds of neat stuff to play with and stuff to use too, actually. They had a hardware store right up here in front of me that closed down. Used to have all kinds of stuff, and I raided their dumpster, and right when they were closing, they had all these price stickers and all this stuff you use to run a store, and I got loads and loads of it. And you remember gantry? I used to used the stickers like tile on the buildings and stuff, on the cardboard box buildings I built with those price stickers. I used them for everything. I had tons and tons of them, rolls and rolls of them. They were right around here. They're dumpster. And I don't know if you ever dumpster dived in your day. This is a Little's, what used to be the Little's convenience store, way back in the 80s. They closed that too, and it never was anything after that but some kind of check cashing store, title loan store. And then you see the Red House Chinese place my brother always liked to go into, and the Burger King next door. It's so bad over here they even closed the Burger King. They closed that years ago, and that's been a multitude of different enterprises since. And Red House is the place you get pretty good cheap Chinese food. There, and you can get a good meal there for $6 or $7, usually enough for 2 meals. I go there sometimes. My brother always went there when he was alive. He never did do his Chinese impression, though, when he ordered. He had been going there so long that he remembered the daughter of one of the owners that worked in the store. And she had grew up and was like 20 years old here recently, 20 or 25 years old. He remembers when she was a little kid working in the store. Over there where you see the tan building, that used to be a bank, a SunTrust Bank. Before that, way back in the 60s, I think it was a Dairy Queen. That used to be a gas station, that Jiffy Lube. But that used to be a Dairy Queen for many years. I see some girl clothes I like, none of which would fit. I'm just rolling video, walking around. Just my friend in England. Yeah. Anyway, some girl pictures, girl stuff that I like that I could never fit into. I like that little sweater. And this is a Subway. This used to be a ice cream shop, and we used to go up here, Mayberry's ice cream shop, and it was notorious. It was here for many years, and then finally it met its demise and withered away. Where you see the Tuffy used to be a Mascot gas station. I used to get my cigarettes there for 60 cents a pack, and they'd have buy one get one free. So I'd get the Lucky Strikes for 60 cents, 2 packs of them. Boy, I wish those days were still around today. At $4 or $7 a pack now. And that wasn't really that long ago. It doesn't seem like that long ago. But they tore that down and built the Tuffy's. And that little road that you see there runs into, well, it's Bellevue Ginter Park. I was talking to my sister. She says it's Ginter Park. I still call it Bellevue, where I shoot some of those videos in the little neighborhood. It's nice and quiet there. One of the few nice neighborhoods around here that hasn't been ruined yet. And we're on the walk back. As you can see, the Chamberlain Motel again. You could do some business in the Chamberlain, Rose. You know, you can quit your job and come over here and work in the Chamberlain, and probably make a nice little chunk of extra buckaroos, and we could go out and be girl together. I don't know, but this is coming back. As you can see, the Chamberlain again. I wonder if they still live upstairs like they originally did when they had it. They had a little apartment upstairs for the people that ran it. You notice all the fencing here. That didn't used to be here, but given the area, they have to lock everything down. But I don't know. I'm just rolling this video to give me something to do today. since I can't get out, I don't have any gas or anything, or any money. So I figured I'd roll a little video of the neighborhood. I'd walk up Chamberlain, but it's so dangerous around there that I kind of hesitant to go up there. That's Chamberlain Avenue, as you can see in the distance. It's nothing but apartments there anyway. And this is a corner. There's the Golden Goat for you. You know you're in trouble when pawn shops and rental furniture stores move in, and check cashing stores, and you're really in trouble when the bail bondsman opens an office. We have not had a bail bondsman open the office yet, so we've been lucky so far that way. No bail bondsman yet, and that's the corridor of crime. You see Chamberlain Avenue, Route 1, and this is the 7-Eleven again. I wish this was a well-run 7-Eleven like the old ones, but ever since they started getting the Indians and Pakistanis running these 7-Elevens, they've gone to shit. They're all dry and cheap and don't have any sense of humor, hire terrible people to work the stores, and don't keep the stores up, don't make fresh coffee, can't have a conversation like you used to. You know, I'm used to going in and hanging around for 10 or 20 minutes bullshitting like I used to when I lived in my apartment in the West End. I'd go to, one of my pastimes was going to 7-Eleven and get my coffee and irritating one of the ladies, well, one of the ladies I knew that would always give me free coffee. I'd hang around and take stabs at her, irritate her sometimes, and she'd get so perturbed. It was funny, but we got along okay. But here's what? I'm rolling video. That's Hamdi, by the way. That's the guy that owns this store. He's the one that owns the store. He's from Jordan, but he was asking me what the hell I was doing. He's always trying to tease me and get see Odd going, and they get me going in there sometimes. But that's the Raceway Express, and we're heading about home. Just a short little walking tour of the neighborhood. I don't know if you like it. I don't know if you ever get a chance to see it, but that is about it. I don't know what else to put. That's Pine Camp, where I did the little update for you. That's, as you can see, it runs it's kind of a big area in there, and it's pretty nice. And this is the cemetery. The guy was stopping me earlier when I came out of the cemetery. Thought I was in there doing something bad, I guess, because I was in this neighborhood and stuff. I told him I was just rolling video for a friend, and he went on his way. But he apparently was a member of the church that keeps up this cemetery. So, wouldn't you know it, I should have stopped and talked to him for a minute and got him on video, and he could have told you a little history of it. It would have been interesting. I just didn't think to do it. But, you know, some people are camera shy too, so I don't know. But anyway, that's how I'm spending my Thanksgiving, giving you a little walking tour, doing a Facebook flash update, and then I'll have to edit all these and put them together for you, and put them together for myself, and close out the evening with a little taste of the North Side on Thanksgiving Day. So here we are on Crenshaw Avenue here where I live. Not much to say for it. It's changed so much over the years. Used to be a gravel road, and even I remember when it used to be that, and that was way back in the 80s. And they fixed up this little house. Used to be a store too, many, many years ago, like the 30s or 20s, I think, or maybe even before that. But that's a little taste of the neighborhood for you, Rose. Okay, Rose, I'll close it out showing you right where I live, as if you need to see it again. It's such a beautiful evening for video. I don't know, I wish I could have got out and about town and did this. I love this house here. It's just so quaint. I don't know, it's been there since 1901. I used to know the old lady that owned it. We used to sit there on the porch in the summertime during the rain and talk, and she'd tell me all the little stories, you know, about things over the years and about the neighborhood. All this stuff over there used to be woods, and then of course we have my decrepit house. As you can see, it's almost a metaphor for my life and my family life. As you can see, it almost is. It's kind of creepy in that sense, but I guess I should be lucky I got a roof over my head, considering I love their house too. They got a real nice house. They're out having a little fire or something. Kids are here. Got a lot of people over here today, and this is looking around the other way, looking down the street into the glistening sunshine. And I don't know what to say. Rose, I wish I had better living quarters, I can tell you that. This just is pathetic, but it's very little I can do about it. So I have to live with it. But there you can see Hannah. Hannah is here. Let me get her in for a video shoot for you. Hannah, come on, Hannah. Yeah, there she is. There she is. Yes, there the little girl is. Yeah, she's enjoying the day. Probably a lot more than I am. Yes, little Hannah. Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Hannah. You want to see her little butt? There's her little butt. Her little butt. There you go.